Peace, family. You're tuned into the sound of the only one mic podcast, Mic Drops, where we break down the day's biggest moves in culture and community through conversations that matter. All right, I say once again, peace to your family, and I hope that you are feeling well and blessed today. I'm your host, Carl Gerard, and I appreciate you locking in with me. Whether you've been following every episode or this is your first time tuning in, this space is about truth and clarity and conversations that truly matter. And I'm not here to tell you what to think, folks. I'm just here to lay it out for you. All right, let's get into this. It's a story that actually has not been making a lot of national attention. It's about Jabari Peoples, who was an 18-year-old black teen that was shot and killed by a police officer in Homewood, Alabama on June 23rd. And here's the thing. The more you dig into this, the more it feels like something ain't right, as it is with a lot of these cases, guys. Let's take it from the top. That night, Jabari and a young woman were sitting in a car parked at the Homewood soccer complex. Police say the officer noticed the smell of marijuana and spotted a handgun in the door. So according to them, the police department, he told them to step out the car. Now, here's where the story splits into two. Police claim that Jabari resisted, that he reached for the gun, and that the officer had no choice but to fire. One shot, and just like that, Jabari's gone. But Jabari's family and eyewitnesses, they're saying something different. They say he didn't resist, they say he didn't grab a weapon, and they say he was, in fact, shot in the back. And if you're sitting there thinking, wait, how can there be this much confusion when there's body cam footage, right? Well, let me stop you right there, because the footage hasn't been released. The Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, or the ALEA, is holding it, saying it's part of an active investigation. Now, I don't know about you, but that always raises red flags for me, because transparency matters, especially when a young black man ends up dead in an interaction that lasted seconds, okay? So we got to talk about that footage for a second. Jabari's family, along with the civil rights attorney Ben Crump, they're demanding the raw, unedited body cam video be released. And why? Because they believe the truth is in there. Not a press statement, not a redacted report, but the truth. And honestly, I don't blame them. How can we move forward? How can we build any trust if police departments keep using body cams like private evidence instead of public accountability? There was a visual that was held at the soccer complex where Jabari was killed. And they had candles and doves, and hundreds showed up. But it was not just to mourn Jabari, but to demand answers. And here's what's wild. Even though the Homewood city attorney said the officer's footage exists, they also said it's Alabama Law Enforcement Agency's decision to release it. And now everybody's pointing fingers. Meanwhile, Jabari's family is stuck waiting, stuck grieving, and stuck wondering how this all went so wrong so fast. Now, here's what we do know going forward. There's a court hearing scheduled for August 4th, and that's when the judge will decide whether the body cam footage gets released. The district attorney will eventually decide whether this shooting was justified, and the family may pursue a civil rights lawsuit. But let me ask you this, fam. Let me ask you this. How many times do we have to wait for the same truth? I want you to think about that. Jabari's story isn't about one moment. It's not about, just this one particular case, but it's about a pattern. It's about black youth being seen as threats first and humans second. It's about the difference between protecting and policing. And whether you're in Alabama or across the country, this matters. Why? Because this is our reality, and this is the community, and this is our fight. So I pray for Jabari's family, that the Lord would give you all strength and comfort during this most difficult time, as well as the community. And here at the Only One Mic podcast, we stand with you, and we hope that the truth will come to light eventually. The Only One Mic podcast is available on all major platforms that you stream your podcasts on. So wherever you listen, that's where we're at. All right. So be sure to check out our YouTube channel also, and you can catch up on the past and current episodes there. And don't forget to rate the show and subscribe. Also, guys, I want to say thank you to everybody who has been subscribing. The show has been growing exponentially over the last few days, last week or so. We've seen an increase in subscribership. And listen, Whether I have 300 and some odd followers or 3,000, the dedication is still the same. So we ask you, please, guys, to keep this thing going, to like, share, subscribe, especially share stories like this that may not get that national attention. Please share it with everybody and, make it a big deal so everybody will know what's going on. So the next time, God forbid, if there be a next time, that, this stuff won't get swept under the rug like it does. You can follow us and connect with us on Instagram and X/Twitter at The Only One Mike P1, Facebook and LinkedIn at The Only One Mike Podcast. Email us at theonlyonemike00@gmail.com if you want to share your stories and all. Call or text 302-367-7219. Your voice, your questions, your take could be featured on the show. Also, guys, just as a side note there, in regards to the contact information, if you have a story that's in your respective city and you would like for me or the crew to cover, guys, reach out on any of those lines there. I preferably, when it comes to a story in your area, to please email me that article or anything I could do my diligence on in regards to that story. And, we'll try to get that, out for everybody to hear in the audience here. All right, guys, The Only One Mike Podcast is signing off. Peace.